Hi, my name is Maria. Welcome to my channel. Yep, this is pretty much the first video I'm going to be posting, and it is going to be a channel devoted to my love of dolls, toys, toy collecting, plushies, and maybe a little bit of my cat. Yeah, it's just going to be mostly me talking about my love of dolls and all things related there too. Excuse my appearance. I just moisturize and stuff and wash my hair, so I look a little wet. All right. So yeah, this is that's pretty much what my channel is going to be. Just me talking about dolls, and from time to time I'll do a haul as well, but I don't want it to be all hauls because, well, for obvious reasons, I can't just keep buying and buying and buying in order to make videos. That kind of defeats the purpose of the love that goes into collecting. You don't just collect to get stuff to fill up your shelves and to, or maybe you do, I don't know. That's the thing. A lot of people have different reasons for collecting dolls. So what brings me to my my main topic of my first video here is, why do I collect dolls? Long story short, I love them. You want the full story? How did I start? How did I realize that I liked them? I'll probably do a longer video about this down the line at some point, detailing why I collect dolls, etc., etc. But long story short, I started collecting dolls 10 years ago this month, which is, yeah, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel now. It's because it's been 10 years to the month, and why not a channel? But yeah, I started collecting 10 years ago, and how can I put this in a nutshell? It's hard to explain. 12 years ago, so 2 years before I started collecting, I was diagnosed with not one, but two mental illnesses. And no, they were not hoarding. Nice try. They were two mental illnesses that left me in a state of severe, I don't want to use the word handicap, but I was extremely vulnerable mentally, and thus maybe even a little bit physically. I was dependent fully on my parents and my family's understanding. But see, I can't say this in a long story short form. I was at a point where so many things scared me. Let's just say that. I was at a point in my life where, due to my two mental disorders, a lot of things scared me for no logical reason. It's why it's called a disorder. And during that early time, those first 2 years basically of having my disorder, I had such a small tolerance of like everything. I was scared of everything. So what I'm trying to say is, I grew a certain fondness for innocence and innocent things, and thinking about my childhood and nostalgia and thinking of better times. Yeah, innocence became a friend of mine. This is not to say that I never grew out of a lot of this, that I wasn't treated. I was treated over the years, and I've gotten a lot better with being out in the world again, and being able to go into places without being scared and spooked by every little thing that I saw. But yeah, those first couple of years, I was definitely very keen on lovely, quiet, pleasant things surrounding me. I couldn't watch certain movies. I couldn't listen to certain music. I couldn't go to certain stores. Everything creeped me out. But so I had a very niche, small window of movies that I watched and songs I listened to and music. But anyway, 2 years after that diagnosis, I was just out thrifting with my mom, and I happened to stumble on a couple of Barbie dolls. Similar, one was similar to what I'd had when I was a kid. It was a Snow White Barbie. And the other one was a Merida from the movie Brave. And something just happened. I saw these two dolls and I was like, I miss this part of being a kid. I'm sad that I had to grow up and think I was too mature for this stuff when I was 9 or 10 years old. I never really wanted to get rid of my dolls or stop playing with them. So I bought those dolls and I wanted all of the Disney princesses, and then I wanted some of them in the different outfits, and suddenly I was a collector. I was collecting all these beautiful dolls, and for all different reasons. Some of them there was nostalgia, some of them was just for the beautiful gowns, some of it was for the pretty face, some of it was, I don't know, you name it, because it wasn't just Barbies. It was the Disney Store ones and even some of the Hasbro ones, and then it just started to expand after that. Because I don't just collect the 12-inch dolls now. I collect American Girl. I collect Madame Alexander. A lot of baby dolls, even. All the dolls, all the plushies, all the stuffed animals, all the toys, Polly Pockets, you name it. So, that's really the long story short of why I collect dolls. There is a tiny, tiny part of me that I was starting to get into before that, like when I was a kid, well, this is hard to explain too. Well, I was gonna go down this whole route of, yeah, when I was little, we didn't have that much money. So I had dolls and Barbies growing up, but we had to be careful. We were a growing family, single income, bad mortgage. We almost lost our house at one point, and my parents were constantly saying, nope, too expensive, that's ridiculous, too much money, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to point fault at them or anything. We had to do what we had to do. But part of that meant I learned very quickly not to ask for things and not to expect certain things. And that isn't to say I had a bad childhood. I had a great childhood. I had a lot of cool stuff. Hence the reason when I was an adult, I wanted to collect that stuff all back again because I didn't have most of it anymore. But yeah, that's it. It's 10 years down the line. There's all different reasons I collect. It's just, long story short, I like the dolls. I love dolls. The Barbies, the Disney dolls, the American Girl, the Magic Attic Club dolls, the Madame Alexander dolls, the Build-A-Bears, the Beanie Babies, the Squishmallows, the Polly Pockets, the Hot Wheels cars. I mean, I love this stuff. I love it. So, why a channel dedicated to this stuff now, 10 years down the line? Because in the past 10 years, I have still never met face-to-face physically another adult who collects dolls. I haven't. I live in Connecticut, and I don't know if it's something about the area I live in, but I have not met any other adults who collect dolls. I've seen them on Instagram and on YouTube here, so that's why I wanted to make my own channel. Like, I've always wanted to share my love of dolls and collecting with someone who will listen. And I know you guys are out there because there are other doll collector videos out there. So I wanted to share that part of my life with other people who might care to watch. Because I like watching when those of you who collect, I like seeing your Instagram pages, or those of you who have a YouTube channel. I love seeing what you've got. I love seeing your take on things. Not just the collections themselves, just hearing your opinions of certain trends, or your favorite American Girl aesthetic, or yeah, it's all because it's down to me, us, dolls, a simple, innocent love of collecting that I think is great. These dolls some of them are just beautiful, some of them are funny, some of them are really cool. And I know that there are people out there, teenagers, mostly grown-ups though, who would say, why you don't need to be collecting dolls. That's weird. Why is it weird? Is it weird for an adult male to collect Hot Wheels cars? No? Then why is it weird for another adult to collect dolls? Barbies? Whatever. I mean, yeah, that's a whole other topic. I'll be doing a video on that at some point. Um, but yeah, so that's my intro. That's the intro to my collector's life. And if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe for more doll stuff. We'll see you. Thanks for watching.